Hey everyone, Nate from Growers House, and today we have a new video on the new Greenair multi-fuel CO2 generator. Now, I wanted to show this unit off because it is actually unique from any other generator out there, and it has some things that I want to show you guys. So, this is what is called the Greenair IR28 multi-fuel CO2 generator. Looks, a lot different than your normal generator. And it comes with kind of what you'd expect from a generator. I mean, here's the actual unit. The burners are right here. So there's some hanging hardware, a power supply to plug it in directly to the wall or into your CO2 controller. And I'm going to talk to you about this in a second. This is your liquid propane regulator, and this is the nozzle for you to hook it up to natural gas. So you can kind of get what I'm going at with the name multi-fuel and showing you liquid propane and natural gas. This unit can actually run off of liquid propane or natural gas. You don't have to buy the unit directly for the type of gas you'd like to use. So there's actually one more thing that makes this unit unique. You notice it might look kind of strange. There's these two giant holes that run through it. I'll show you why exactly. So let me show you not only these units, that there are these pieces that come with it, but some other pieces you can buy with the unit if you want to make this unit air-cooled to exhaust out the heat that the CO2 generator creates. Let me grab those units and show them to you here. So the CO2 generator comes with all of this equipment, which you can see here, that I just showed you a second ago. These accessories allow you to air-cool the unit. So these accessories are actually, see this tube? I don't know if you can see through it. Ooh, let me see. There we go. So it's almost like the heat sinks that you see in your ballast, except it's on the inside of an aluminum tube. And this unit is the IR28. It actually has 2 holes on the side, and the IR42 has 3 holes on the side where you can actually stick these units through. I'll show you right now. And by the way, IR28 stands for 28 cubic feet per hour and 42 cubic feet per hour of CO2 production. Turn the unit like this. I can also add these air-cooled fittings directly over these, and I put one on the other side, and I can run a 6-inch fan to air-cool this unit. And what is actually happening is the CO2 generator will burn, and you'll see a blue flame in here when you turn the unit on. And that heat, that infrared heat, will actually hit these aluminum tubes where they will absorb the heat, and then the air will run through, and you can exhaust it out of your room, eliminating a lot of the heat that these CO2 generators actually produce. Now, if you look here, I'm showing you the side of the unit, which also has where your inlet is. This is where you actually turn the unit on so that it sparks. And then inside here is where you change this unit from liquid propane, which it comes standard out of the box, to natural gas. And all you do is simply, for each burner, which there's one on each side, you'll stick this wrench they give you, put it on the fitting, and turn it 90 degrees clockwise. And once you turn it 90 degrees clockwise, it shuts off the liquid propane valve and opens up the natural gas. But yet another feature that this unit has is if you slightly change the way the nozzle is opened up, then you can actually adjust this propane burner for high altitude, whether you're in liquid propane or natural gas. And how you do that is, if you're on the liquid propane setting, then you just adjust it slightly to the right clockwise. We're talking small increments, maybe a few degrees, and that'll open up the nozzle a little bit to allow more oxygen to get through when you're at high elevation and there's simply less oxygen in the air. So this unit is honestly fully customizable. You could use it at sea level, up in the Rockies, natural gas, liquid propane. You can air cool it or not air cool it. This thing honestly had so many cool new features that I really felt like I wanted to bust it out and show it to all of you guys. So getting back to some of this general information about CO2 generators. If you go from using a tank to using a generator, you have to rethink the way that you're going to emit CO2 into your grow room. And why that is because when you're using a CO2 tank to emit CO2 or anything else that doesn't create heat, the CO2 is heavier than air and it falls. But if you're using a CO2 generator, then the CO2 is created by heat, by the fire, the flame that burns off CO2. And what actually happens is the CO2 will rise to the top of your grow room. And it'll actually stay there unless you direct it down towards your plants. So with any CO2 generator, whether you use this one or a different one, wherever you hang it, you'll want to hang it at minimum 18 inches, or, you never want to get it closer than 18 inches from your ceiling. You want to hang this with the chain that comes with it. And it might even be better if you hang about 2 feet from the ceiling. And what I recommend is, as that heat and CO2 is generated and it rises, you'll want to put almost something like an oscillating fan that can push it directly onto your plants, or else it simply usually stays up at the top of your grow room, and it can stay up there for a long time unless you direct this directly onto your plants. So if you guys are making the transition from a tank to a CO2 generator, definitely keep that in mind. But other than that, if you guys have any questions about CO2 generators, this one or another one, you can definitely give us a call. But other than that, this is Nate from Growers House, showing off another new cool product. And if you would like these videos and you want to see more, subscribe to our channel, and happy growing.